Hey everybody, welcome to PPR podcast number 175. We are getting closer to the start of season 26 of the Prep Pigskin Report. Consequently, we want to get you in touch with some of the big name athletes you're going to be watching in season 26. My name is Paul Rudy, of course, the star of the podcast and the PPR is to my right, Mr. Burt Grossman. Burt?
Yeah.
Who would you like to introduce to in the middle seat today?
Lee Norman Lester from Helix High School.
Hey Lee, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am well. Thanks for joining us. You are at the helm of one of the prolific programs in the county. That must be quite exciting, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about your journey to Helix, because you didn't start at Helix, right?
Correct. My freshman year, I went to St. Augustine. Things weren't going right for me. Brady was there. I was supposed to be coming there. Kramer is the head coach, but something happened with him. He kind of dropped down, and then Gladney came and it was I was already involved in school, so I just went there my freshman year. I was already knowing where I was going to go my sophomore year.
Okay.
Well, I guess where I want to follow up with it, that's the reality nowadays. Back in the day, schools could load up and have 4 great quarterbacks and 9 great tight ends, but now it's all about playing time, and no one has. You want to go where you're going to. Because time is finite. You only get so many opportunities to show people what you can do, but you have to be in the lineup to show them. And if there's some kid, if they have a stud kid that they're already settled on, then you're kind of forced to go elsewhere, are you not?
Yes, sir.
Lee, let me it's kind of, because we don't like to do juniors on the show. We try not to do juniors, but there's only so many. But yours getting on here is an interesting story. So this is in the last month. I get a text from Doug Brady, the quarterback coach. You got to check out this kid. And a lot of people don't know about you. You sat behind Ryland last year. Then I get one from Charles James, last week. Hey, you got to get this kid. You got to see him. Then I'm sitting at the Strike Force game with Montel Allen. He starts talking about it. You got to see this kid. You got to get him on. Then I go into the locker room and Taylor's sitting there and he's telling me it's your birthday. And I'm like, wow, this is just meant to be. I think I have to have this kid on.
Well, so describe your game for us. Why are you catching the eye of all these people that we respect?
To be honest, I don't know, but as my ability, I feel like I'm a dual threat quarterback. I can definitely make plays with my legs or arms.
Are you what? All right, so describe yourself. You'd say you're a dual threat, or you like to stay in the pocket? What type of quarterback are you, if I was asking?
I kind of just react to the defense, just take what they're giving me, If they're backing off, I'm going to hit the flats. If they're just worried about my wide receivers, I can just take off. Because
Taylor told me if I asked you that, you'd say you're a pocket passer and you like to stay in the pocket, and then he laughed at that. Now, why would that be? You like to take off? Well, you ran 11,200. I'd take off too if I had that kind of speed.
Yeah, I just like to make plays for my team.
Fair enough. And that's what you're being asked to do. Quarterbacks have to make plays. Can we talk a little bit about the Helix culture there? How does it differ from what you know at St. Augustine? And everyone's talking about Lincoln and everybody's talking about Cathedral, but it seems like Helix is always left out of that conversation, and yet when the open division comes around, Helix is always knocking on the door. Do you like the fact that everyone's looking elsewhere and kind of leaving you guys to be?
For sure. It makes us the underdog, I guess. But I kind of like it because it gives our team feel when we get into games because we're not picked. So.
Well, you guys are kind of picked. Just out of tradition.
You're always your name alone. You're one of the preeminent programs. I don't mean to slight Helix because you're always in the conversation, are you not?
Yeah, I feel like we're in the conversation, but I feel like as playoffs come, we're always in doubt. So we're just gonna try to prove this year that we're in that competition.
I think the doubt's always. It seems like you guys graduate stars. That's a testament to the program. Every year there's stars that you're graduating, star skill players, star defensive players. But then the next year it's always a new group comes up and those stars go and they just keep reloading.
And here's the evidence of it because Ryland Jesse, who's now I believe in East Lansing right now, do I have that right?
Michigan State.
Yeah, where's Michigan State? East Lansing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he's at Michigan State. You sat a year behind him. What did you learn behind Ryland Jesse?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot for sure. He was when I was there, he was just taking me in as a little brother. teaching me the progressions, how to look at film, like look at tendencies. I appreciate it a lot for him because he's definitely helped me.
As good as quarterback as he was and you sat behind him, is it hard? I mean, because this day and age, everybody's leaving if they're not starting as a freshman. Everybody, I mean, it takes, you don't see a kid that has patience to sit behind somebody a year, learn. You don't even see it in the NFL anymore. Was that hard, or was it just, you just knew, this is what you do old school?
I mean, yeah, I was definitely itching to get on the field every game, Yeah, it was hard, but when I got in, it was just like, yeah, I got to make a play. That's on my mindset.
The difference between Jesse and Palmer, though, is Palmer was going to be there for 3 years, and you knew Jesse was leaving after one season, right? I mean,
correct.
And what would you? And what do we expect? Because Ryland could run, but he can't run like you. So does the offense change a little bit, like now that he's gone, or is it basically the same offense and then you just take off if you want to?
We definitely have different packages, I feel like it's the same thing, but he definitely gives me more freedom of like what we can run and what we can open up. But it's definitely the same playbook. We're just opening up more plays.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Being that you have a first up close look at both those guys, Palmer and Jesse, describe what they have in common. I mean, what's the difference between what is considered a 5-star guy? Palmer's a 5-star, right, or 4-star?
4, I think.
4, and Jesse was what, 3?
3 or 4.
So what's the difference between those two guys?
I mean, one is younger, one's older, so I feel like as my freshman year watching, like Brady, that was his like freshman year, so like he was bound to make mistakes, but I feel like he handled himself well. Ryland was more like he was onto it. He's been there like since he was a freshman starting. So, I mean, definitely the mistakes wise and just like being able to create plays.
Hey, you obviously moving up in the ranks, big off season. I know you played basketball and track before. Is there come a time like you drop one of those sports, maybe basketball, and you just play football and track, or you see yourself playing all the way through?
I mean, I want to play all sports, but yeah, I don't think I'm a like play all sports my senior year for sure.
But what would you drop, basketball or track?
I'll drop basketball because I feel like track is gonna like develop more speed.
How many points you scored last year? What was your average?
I was hit and miss games, there's some games I was on, there's some games I wasn't.
So how many
Did
points
you play? I
averaging?
mean, were you in the starting 5?
Here and there, I had to leave. I had to miss a lot of games because, this year I had to go to like tournaments, 7-on-7 tournaments, trainings, recovery. I was just trying to like battle both of them at the same time.
And who do you? Oh, go ahead.
Please.
So this is another question because we're gonna go back to the dual threat thing. I mean, obviously you're fast. You like to run. What is 7-on-7 like? Does that make you more disciplined? Because obviously you can't take off and run. You can't just be running the whole time. You pretty much have to throw the ball. So does that change your game a little bit? Does it make it better? Do you kind of feel like it takes away from your dynamic?
I mean, yeah, it definitely does, but it's still like football to me, just reading coverages, just seeing and just taking what the defense gives me.
What's more important these days? Your camp competitions where you're being monitored, or what you put on tape during the football season? If you're going to excel, you can only excel in one of those two arenas. Which one gets the most eyeballs from college recruiters?
To be honest, I don't know. That was my whole point of like going to camps, just trying to battle both. I wouldn't know.
It seems for quarterbacks it's camps. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like camps are the thing, and I wonder if is that really the best measurement? To me, if I'm recruiting somebody, I want to see how they look on the football field when they're playing football.
I mean, yeah, I definitely, in my opinion, I feel like if we're on pads, I feel like that's where it counts the most because there's no games when you're in 7-on-7 and like living a 7-on-7 world or like throwing on air. I feel like it like takes away from the game, because you don't read defenses, you don't audible.
Don't do anything.
Yeah.
No rush. No, you can't run.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. When the lineman's drooling in your ear, that's when we find out when the rubber hits the road, right? I mean, you got to feel the hot breath of the pass rush.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, all right, so we'll ask you, but just so you know, you're going to be a junior. What would be your dream school right now to get a scholarship and sign with? Who would be number one right now? It changes, trust me.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I would say, LSU.
Really? You seem to, I thought you were gonna say UCLA.
Yeah, I was gonna say UCLA for sure, but I feel like it's too close to home. I want to move out.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't following you on social media? UCLA seems to be where you're creating some comfort, right? You're building a relationship there.
Yeah, I went to one of the prospect camps. Yeah, one of the recruiters hit me up. He was like, "Hey, just come to the prospect camp," because I missed them. They were coming to my school. I was like, "Okay," so I just went there. Afterwards, Eric Bieniemy, he talked to me. He was saying he sees in us offense. Ted White, the quarterback coach, definitely gave me some words of wisdom, just telling me that they're going to be looking at me during the season.
You're born and raised Southern California, right?
Correct.
San Diego. And you just said you want to get away from San Diego to go to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, dude.
Louisiana.
Have you ever been to Louisiana in the summertime?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't, but I feel like just the culture and environment there that I like, because I follow their social media. It's just the environment is just a lot different.
Yeah, they have alligators everywhere.
Yeah.
Every creek you go in, or creek, or whatever, every bayou you go in, you could be chomped on.
Hold on, one thing this is one thing, don't get fooled by, because they pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars to fool you on social media to act like it's nice in Baton Rouge. It is, or you watch the TV. I used to watch West Virginia. I'm like, I'm going to West Virginia, till I visited West Virginia. So that'll change, but don't fall for that social media stuff.
Yeah. Obviously you would have to visit. I was just thinking, if you go to UCLA, we could at one point have this young man at UCLA. We could have Jesse at Michigan State, Sayin and Hune at Ohio. I mean, we could have 4 or 5 guys in the Big Ten.
I think Hune's Penn State, yeah.
Or Penn State, excuse me. He's committed to Penn State.
Yeah.
And then Julian and perhaps even Palmer at Ohio State. And what is it? Why do we have so many good quarterbacks?
Oh, no, and then Kelly Jr. at Oregon. They're in the Big Ten.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We could have 6 guys in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But you want to go to the SEC and ruin it.
You want to
ruin it for everybody.
Well, and you have a 3.3 grade point average, so you'd want to go to a school. I don't get why you'd want to go to a low academic institution, and they're going to hate me for that. All right, I'm just joking. But everybody knows the Big Ten's got the smarter kids.
Then Louisiana State University?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Come on.
Young man. Can we talk about something serious? Because I'm impressed by this. You're not just some kid. You recently were baptized, were you not? I'm looking at the crucifix around your neck. You are a young man of faith, and I'm just curious. Could you speak to the presence of the importance of faith in your life?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I just been focused on what God has in store in my life, and I feel like just showing him that was just to getting baptized. I was ready. Coming from a Catholic, it's it was kind of different for me. And then I kind of just found God going into my sophomore year, and I just kept working with God. And I just felt like when time was right to get baptized, I got baptized.
Is that problematic in the locker room, or I don't know? Just not every kid is like that. Is that something that you just let everyone be what they're going to be, or do you find yourselves? Does that automatically make you a leader? Describe how the faith affects you in your role as a quarterback on the football team.
Oh, me, yeah, I definitely. Just trying not to use so much profanity, but I feel like sometimes it's needed, and I just ask God for forgiveness. Because I feel like He understands what I'm in, and like the environment that I'm in as far as football. There's a lot of profanity, a lot of things that goes on.
I like that. Sometimes it's needed, and then I ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, Lou Holtz coached at Notre Dame, and I'm sure he had a very colorful vocabulary.
He did. The locker room's a different place.
Yeah.
You're shielded from that.
But explain to me just that decision. I assume your parents were influential in that decision, or is that something you made on your own to be baptized?
That was something I made on my own. Since I was young, I always wanted to be like baptized. My mom wasn't fortunate on me. My dad wasn't fortunate on me. I just kind of took it upon myself.
So you said you were Catholic before. Were you Catholic and then, I mean, it's not really converting. It's the same thing pretty much, just different.
No, you just didn't get baptized when you were younger.
Well, no, because last year, as I went to, well, 2 years ago now, but as I went to Saints, it was a Catholic school. So, like, I had, like, they would make me practice, like, the stuff they would do, like the mass and, like, going to their church. Like, there was no missing it. So I was really just there. And I would have to learn about it because I had a faith class. That's what they call it, a faith class. And I had to learn, like, things of how they do and then, like, what, like, kind of, like, contradicts of, like, what I do as a Christian.
And how does describe the solace or the peace of mind that this all gives you? I mean, to think that there's something bigger than yourself out there.
Peace of mind. Like, I just feel like, you know, I'm always gonna, or like God is always with me. So I feel like that's just kind of like the all.
Can you get a little Jesus in Taylor's life? Seriously, he's a heathen. He needs some help.
Yeah, he definitely got some wise words.
You need to get God in his life a little bit. Help us out a little bit. Help us both out.
You're referring to head coach
Taylor Jennings, sir, and also offensive coordinator. That would help us both out, Lee. Come on, do that.
Yes,
for me.
if you've ever been to a Strike Force game, young man.
Yeah, you think you're like
Taylor's got a very colorful vocabulary.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. So Lee, where did you play youth then? You said you went to Saints, so I'm assuming they recruited you there because they usually go to the youth programs. Where did you play youth at?
I played for Los Toros and then I played for Balboa Raiders.
Los Toros, okay. Mount Miguel.
And the importance of the youth programs, at what point did you realize, hey, this football thing is working out for me? I mean, right away, as a youth player, do you say, you know what, I'm a step faster than everybody. I can throw the ball 10 yards further than anybody. Describe the confidence being successful at the youth level gives you.
I mean, all credit to my dad. You know, he's definitely put me in a lot of training since I was little. So, like, all I've known was, like, to work hard and, you know, just to grind. So as time came, is like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely, like, way better than these guys. Like, I think I got a shot.
Well, tell us about your dad.
I mean, yeah, he's a hardworking young man. Well, old man now. Yeah, he's been like pushing me since I was young because he knew I wanted it. So he was just doing anything that he could for me to like achieve my dreams.
What does he do for a living?
He works for a water company. He just delivers water.
And you called him an old man here on this podcast.
Yeah. Now when he hears this, there might be a reckoning. You want to take that back real quick?
No, it's okay. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
You're lucky you're baptized now. You might meet your maker tonight.
Yeah, you might be seeing the Almighty before you know it. All right, so tell us about your family. How many brothers, sisters? Just walk us through your life a little bit.
Yeah, I have 4 brothers and like 2 sisters. Well, different moms, different dads, but we're all in the same family.
Are you the best athlete of them all?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not even close?
Yeah, not even close.
Do you all live under the same roof now, or different places?
Different places. I'm the youngest in the family.
Very cool.
When you say best athlete, but you're not the best basketball player because you said you weren't real good.
My pops, he played basketball. He's a basketball coach now. I mean, but I think I got it on him.
You ever play? Do you have a bucket at home?
A bucket?
A rim? Do you?
He's old. Don't worry about it, man. A bucket.
Do you have a basket? Do you guys play one?
He works at Madison, so we just go there, and then I give him buckets there.
So, and can you take him one-on-one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on,
boy, you're just
we're
skating
gonna
on
get some comments in this
skating
segment.
on thin ice, young man.
Goodness.
All right.
Wait. When do you guys start camp? When?
We just got off our dead period Saturday, so I think probably like you're talking like what they call Hell Week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Probably next week.
You don't know already? It's coming up. But
it's coming up. I mean, this was our last Friday. Was our last Friday without football, so you're definitely practicing by Friday.
Yeah, and then they open with El Camino. That's a good game.
And are you playing any in the kickoff classic, or you probably don't even know? You don't know your.
I don't think they're in that. No.
Yeah, okay. Before we let you go on this, could you talk to us about who is the person in your life that's given you the best piece of advice, and what was it?
The best piece of advice.
I just gave it to you. Is don't fall for LSU and social media like it's great down there. That's the best advice. But go ahead.
Best advice? I feel like, I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff, you know, just trying to pick people's brains and just hearing what they have to say. I feel like a lot of coaches and family members has definitely played a part of my character.
And so, who do you go to when in the dark moments of your day, or when you're having self-doubt? Is it coach? Is it your dad? Who gets your ear for, or whose ear do you seek first?
Yeah, definitely my mom. Definitely my mom. My mom's always there for me, you know. She definitely loves me a lot, so I feel like if anything goes wrong, I could definitely talk to her.
Tell us about your mom. What does she do?
Yeah, she was a dancer, but she works in like apartment complex.
All right. Well, young man, we want to wish you health and success this season. I suspect this is not the last time we talked, but we want to thank you for being part of podcast number 175. Everybody, say goodbye to Lee.
Thank you,
Norman
Lee.
Lester, and we wish you success, okay?
I appreciate it.
You bet. PPR Podcast 170. Before I forget. Oh, jeez.
Oh, we forget it's his birthday, too.
Is today his birthday?
Oh, was it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday was
Well,
birthday.
happy birthday to you. What did you get for your birthday?
I got a lot of stuff. Yeah. You know, my pregame, I like to listen to like some music, so I got some new AirPods.
Oh, very cool. Who do you listen to?
Oh, goodness.
I can't say that to because you know, he's been dissed. He's like,
Oh, you listen to
I
Drake?
I like listening to Drake.
Goodness.
All right.
Shut that. You're not like us.
Explain to me why Drake has been dissed.
Kendrick Lamar. You don't know?
Okay,
You don't keep
okay,
up with
okay.
her? God. That's why he keeps me around. He don't.
Well, yeah, I'm the oldest guy in the room here, so yeah, I didn't know what Drake was.
He listens to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I listen to real music.
Oh.
Hey, young man, I need pictures. I need pictures from baptism. I need pictures of on the football field that you own that won't get me sued. I need pictures at camps, at the UCLA camp. I need pictures of your mom and dad and you and your family. And I need them now. My email address is prudy@kusi.com. prudy@kusi.com. Rudy is spelled R-U-D-Y. Please send them to me because I'm going to be working on this, and it's just better if we have pictures of what you're talking about. And the things I want are your camp pictures, 7-on-7 video. I think we have recently. You made it on our TV, so I'll take that. And pictures of you in uniform. Anything you got with Ryland, with Jesse, I'll take that too.
Okay.
All right, so like 15, 20, if you got 25 pictures, send them all to me. As many as you can find about things we just talked about, but especially the baptism, because that's important.
Okay, sounds good.
And get on it now before you start getting screwed around for the day, okay?
All right.
prudy@kusi.com. You're going to send them the information, right?
Yes, I'll send it.
All right, PPR Podcast 175 is over. Turn off the machines. Goodbye.
Thank you.